Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
You've been listening to the Dairy King pregame show here at Snow Canyon High School. Final game here of the Snow Canyon Invitational. Wasatch 2-1 with victories over Woods Cross and Cedar Valley. Lost to the host schools Snow Canyon last night, looking to go above 500 to 5-4 on the year with the win over Region 9 foe Salem Hills. Ty, takes around the diamond for your Gordon Law Group defensive starters, as Wasatch will be the home team today.
On the mound is going to be senior Tragun Shaw throwing for the Wasps, a lefty that's we've already talked a lot about here in our keys to the game. He'll be sitting mid-70s to maybe low 80s if he really gets a good push off the mound there with the fastball. Behind the dish catching will be Gage Sheesh, who's been great in this tournament at the plate, Tyler. Really hot bat right now for Wasatch. Playing third base will be Ashton Gurney, the junior. And starting at shortstop for the second straight game will be senior Chet Wilson. Carter Bucad back in the lineup, and he's going to move over to second base for the Wasps on this one. And Ty, this is an interesting look to see how this goes in this season with Wilson at short and Bucad at second, and see if this is more of a permanent move that Wasatch wants to make. Cole Zimmerman, the senior, is going to be over at first base. And then your outfield with some movement. Crew Erickson is going to move over to center field from his normal position in left. Tad Solster in left. And then Burdette is going to be in right field. That's your starting nine for Wasatch.
A starting lineup brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that. Ty, you broke it down, the record Wasatch has against Salem Hills. They did get a win last year against Salem, but it's been few and far in between for this Wasatch team.
Yeah, 16-4, I believe, is the overall record over the last nearly a decade, Tyler.
In favor of Salem Hills.
In favor of Salem Hills. The Wasatch has gotten 3 wins over the last couple years, so they've been moving in the right direction.
First pitch is in there for a strike. Second one is behind the right-handed hitter. This is Zach Nelson, who's at the plate for the Skyhawks. Shaw working out of the windup. First time we've seen Shaw on the mound since St. George last year. That one misses outside, moves the count to 2-1. Nelson coming into this tournament a couple of games ago hitting .400 with 2 extra base hits and 5 RBIs. Obviously that has changed. I don't have my updated stats from over the weekend. Salem is undefeated in this tournament, 3-0.
Yeah, and their only loss on the season came to Sky Ridge, Tyler, where they faced off against the top player in the state, Bell, who's pitching against them, who throws low to mid-90s. And that's the one loss on the year for Salem Hills.
3-1 the count. Shaw back into the windup, delivers too far outside, and a leadoff walk puts the leadoff guy on for the Skyhawks. He's going to bring up number 21. Nolan Miller came into the tournament hitting .467 with 4 extra base hits. Tragun will have to work out of the stretch now, the lefty. Saw his brother Bridger Shaw throw yesterday in the Snow Canyon game.
Yeah, both Shaws get the wind games here. Tyler Bridger was going in that strong wind. It resulted in a few home runs. Now older brother Tragun going, and that American flag is blowing hard out to center field.
Yeah, a couple of storylines in this one. Ty Ashton Gurney playing third base for the first time this season. Wilson playing well up the middle here with the right-handed batter up. 2-0 the count. That one misses high.
Yeah, Traeger's struggling to find it right now. 6 balls out of 7 pitches, Tyler. In fact, 6 straight balls after throwing the first one for a strike.
Goes with the slide step delivery. This one swung on and fouled. Moves the count to 2-1.
A surprising swing, in my opinion, Tyler. After you throw 6 straight, you'd think Salem might be looking to take a strike there, but not the case there, as Miller was ready to jump on the first good one that he saw in the zone.
First inning action brought to you by Mountain Refined. Tragun, deep breath, delivers the 2-1, gets the outside corner, moves count to 2-2. From project to design completion, our team excels in understanding and implementing your specific lifestyle and taste preferences. Come into their great showroom in order to find beautiful furniture, bedding, mattresses, decor, and so much more. That's Mountain Refined. The 2-2 swung on, barely gets a piece of it, and will reset at 2-2.
Yeah, he was clearly looking for an off-speed pitch there, Tyler. Way behind on that swing. That was a defensive swing, trying to foul it off and live to see another one.
Big wide stance here. Miller standing about 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", in the box. Shaw delivers. Another defensive swing there, and Miller will see another one at 2-2. That one fouled off behind us again down the right side. She's catching his second game of the tournament. Started game 1 against Woods Cross. The 2-2 high leg kick this time from Shaw. Goes with the fastball inside. Great pitch, but Miller does a good job of battling that one off again. Shaw now with 4 straight strikes after struggling to find the zone.
It's pretty good at bat here from Miller, though, isn't it, Tyler, where he keeps spoiling multiple, well, he has spoiled multiple good pitches from Tragun that could have resulted in ground ball outs. Good teams do that, though. They have an ability to foul off the good ones and wait for a mistake.
Goes back into the winder, goes back to the high leg kick, gets the swing and a miss. A batter will be out, but the runner will advance to second base as Gage not able to squeeze this called strike, or the swing and miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the game brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. It's going to bring up the number 3 hitter.
That's going to be Coburn. Coburn's got some pop here. Had a lot of success last year against Wasatch. Threw a gem on the mound against the Wasps as well. And he's going to be the starting pitcher for the Skyhawks as well.
Had 1 home run coming into the tournament. Wearing number 2. That ball's going to get away from Sheesh, and so the base runner, who was on by walk, is going to advance to third base.
Let's go, relax. I'm not checking this ball.
I remember last year in that series between Wasatch and Salem Hills, Wasatch won the St. George game running away from, Salem won the St. George game running away from Wasatch. Ball here from Coburn. I think that was 16-5 was the score, and then you went to the first game of the 3-game series between these two teams, and Coburn got on the mound and he threw an absolute gem. Wasatch had a real hard time getting to him. Salem went to 2-0 on the year for Wasatch. Then Wasatch got the next 2. Bolinder got the win, and Cole Zimmerman stepped in and got the win against Salem Hills.
This one roped to right field. Burdett was playing on the warning track, so it's going to land in front of him. First hit of the game for Salem Hills will bring in a run. 1 run on 1 hit here in the first inning, and Salem Hills has the first lead of the game.
Ty, I think
Jacobson's going to go ahead and bring him in a little bit, Ty.
Yeah, you can hear that right in front of us, that conversation. You're tempted to go back when the wind's blowing and you've got the 3-hitter on a power team up, but it just doesn't make any sense to play that deep because on a fly ball, you're going to be able to retreat and recover that space anyway, Ty. And so you got to take some steps in from the outfield. The crew's doing the same thing in center field. He's back there on the warning track, and it just doesn't do you any good because a ball that goes beyond your head is going out anyway.
Cushing now comes up for Salem Hills. He'll take strike 1. Now he's going to swing at this one. Elevated to shallow right center field. Crew will come out, call off Burdett, and make the catch. 2 away here in the top of the first. Cushing came in hitting over 400 in this tournament, or before the tournament, had 6 RBIs. We'll bring up the number 5 hitter now for Salem Hills.
Yeah, this is going to be Holt, Tyler. Playing right field today for the Skyhawks. Garrett Holt, number 25.
Shaw sets, delivers on a slide step this time. He's found a tie, a lot of strikes ever since that leadoff walk that does result in a run. But since then, strikeout, did give up a single and then a fly out. And even that single, Tyler, for a little bit better positioning, probably get an out on that one. So Shaw looking good on the mound right now.
Yeah, Ty, it's been a couple years since I've coached Tragun as a pitching coach myself.
Runner's going to go on a curveball in the dirt. Sheesh bobbles it in the hand, and another stolen base here for Salem Hills.
But I bring that up because this was a pretty regular thing for Tragun. The first inning, he would struggle to find the zone. And it wouldn't be uncommon to only have around 20% strikes. And then all of a sudden the next 3-4 innings, he would be throwing it over 80% strikes. It just took him a minute to find the zone, and then he would really lock in.
2 looks, delivers a fastball. Holt thinks about swinging, but he'll hold off on the pitch. It's up in the zone. 2-1 now the count. Foul ball low, and now ball high, and that's where we stand with the runner on second base. Coburn, the runner. shouldn't say Coburn the runner. Coburn is actually being sped up for, so Coburn either on the mound or catching today, I assume.
Coburn's pitching. Yeah, he's going to throw today for him.
Here we go.
Pausing the action as Gage comes out to chat with Tragun. 3-1 the count. Pausing the action brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. He's come back from a 3-1. Does have a base open. Tragun gets the pitch from Gage. Will come set. Takes one look. Now two. Now delivers. The 3-1 gets the swing, and that'll bring up a full count.
I think Tragun's got some good action on that fastball right now, Tyler. We're on the side view, so it's hard to tell for sure. But that ball looks like it's starting and then tailing away. And it should, going into the wind, throwing a nice little two-seam from the left-handed side. Tragun should be able to get some good action on his fastball. So you don't need to be overpowering if you're Tragun. You just need to throw to contact and let the wind help you out.
Full count pitch. Goes inside. Second walk of the inning for Tragun. Puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. Already 1 run across.
That'll bring up your 6th hitter, Roper K.
Roper coming into this tournament, hitting .500 on the year, does have 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Now easy base here for the Wasps with forces all around. Gage up out of his stance. Double look, high leg kick. Fastball up, ball 1. Ty, any predictions tonight for the Elite 8 games?
Oh, I couldn't even begin to guess. If you looked at my bracket, you just want to pick the exact opposite of whatever I told you.
Tragun one look, delivers this time. Gets a swing and a miss on that one. Moves the count to 1-1.
I mean, you'd have to think Texas is probably one of the favorites at this point to win it.
So they'll play. So Texas will play tomorrow. Kansas State and FAU tonight.
That Kansas State game against Michigan State was a lot of fun. The point guard that K-State has is pretty impressive.
19 assists. 1-1 count. Tragun a couple of looks, delivers the 1-1. Another curveball. This one's roped over the second baseman's head. Bucad can't get up to it. 1 run will come in. Burdette will throw it into second base and keeps the runner at first. Second hit of the day for Salem, and they've got 2 runs across.
Little things, though, make a big difference in the baseball game, Tyler. Burdette getting to that ball quickly, staying disciplined, and throwing that ball into Wilson rather than trying to airmail it over to third base. That keeps your runner at first. And so, again, you're looking to minimize this inning here. Now to score that runner at first, you'll need an extra base hit or 2 more singles towards the back end of the lineup here. And you just want to make Salem earn it. It's a rare thing when you get to 2 outs to be able to string together consistent hits in a row. So good job from Zach to be able to keep that runner at first base.
Chase D. Griffin-Reed came into the tournament with 6 at-bats and a 167 batting average. This one's in the dirt. Gage does a good job of knocking it down. 1-0 the count with runners on the corners, 2 outs. The other game tonight, Ty, will be a good one. Gonzaga against UConn. Of all the upsets, even though they're a 3-4, Gonzaga and UConn are kind of staples, have been there before. Should be a good game there. High leg kick here from Tragun. Pauses, delivers fastball. This one's elevated to right field. That one's going to get down as well. Another single. Crew bobbles it. Runner's going to try to go to 2. Has a chance at second base. Great job there from Crew. Bucad puts the tag on him, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. But 3 runs come in on 3 hits. No errors from the Wasps. And 1 runner will be left on base. Wasatch trails 3-0 as we go into the bottom half of the first.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
5, 4, 3, 2. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the first brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Tyler, walk us through the batting lineup tonight for the Wasps.
Well, leading off, sticking with what was working last game, Chet Wilson going to be hitting leadoff for the Wasps in the 2-hole. Will be Tragan Shaw. Crew Erickson, back from his one-game suspension, will be hitting in the 3-hole for Wasatch. Hitting 4 will be Cole Zimmerman. He comes in with a .519 batting average. Pretty good guy to have there at number 4 for the Wasps, as we're going to have ball 1 to start there. In the 5-hole, Gage Sheesh. Hitting 6 will be Gurney. 7, Bucad. 8, Christensen, DHing, and 9, Sulcer. And that's your first 9 for Wasatch.
Chet will swing at the second one. It's going to be a rollover ground ball to the first baseman. He'll field it clean, step on the bag, 1 away. Cam Coburn on the mound for the Skyhawks. 4 innings pitched, a 1.75 ERA. You mentioned last year Ty threw a gem against Wasatch at Salem Hills. Brings up Tragan Shaw, the pitcher today. He's going to swing at this one. This one going back to right field. Did he get enough of it? He does not. The right fielder's going to come underneath it and make the play. 2 away with 3 pitches here in the bottom half of the first.
Yeah, there's some irony to that, Tyler, because the wind's been blowing out so much, and guess where the wind's blowing in when Tragan popped that ball? Straight in from right field now, which we haven't seen all weekend. And Tragan really got that one pretty good, but the wind knocked it down. Any other time, even the top of the inning, that's going to be a home run.
It's going to bring up Crew Erickson. You mentioned Ty, controversial ejection in the Snow Canyon game. So was not able to play this morning in that game against Snow Canyon. 4 for 4 with a bomb and a triple and 2 singles. Was a double away from the cycle. Fastball too far inside, moves the count to 2-0. On the year, 429, 4 extra base hits, 1 home run, and 3 RBIs. Playing center field today for the Wasps with Tragan on the mound. Coburn will step off the mound. A little bit of confusion with the catcher. Crew will take the opportunity to reset as well. Back into the box on the right-hand side. Coburn, kind of a quick windup, delivers. That one too far low and outside, moves the count to 3-0. Cole Zimmerman on deck. He's coming off a 4-hit day as well this morning against Cedar Valley. The 3-0. That one's in there for a 3-1 now count. Salem Hills playing far more shallow tie than the Wasatch outfield was. You mentioned Wasatch is playing deep in that top half of the first. That one's too low, and the first base runner of the game will be a base on balls for the Wasps with 2 outs. Crew Erickson will jog down to first base.
I'm curious to see how this game goes for Crew hitting in the 3-hole. He's been at leadoff all year long, and he's done a great job. He's hitting .429 for Wasatch. But sometimes you can get into your own head with a little bit of a mental game thinking, 3-hole, now I need to hit for power and pop. Pick-off attempt over here on Crew. And I bring this up because it's not uncommon for Crew to look for spots to lay down drag bunt. And that maybe seems a little easier for you when you're in the leadoff hole. There in that at-bat, the third baseman was way deep, probably a buntable opportunity.
Crew thought he had the pitcher timed up. He's going to leave early. Coburn's going to step off the mound, and Crew is going to get picked off. So Wasatch will eventually go down in order. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 3-0 as we go into the top half of the second.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Top of the second inning, Salem Hills coming up to the plate with a 3-0 lead. Second inning action brought to you by Wasatch Napa Auto Parts, your local Napa stocks auto parts, tools, equipment, and many other items from heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop on in today.
First pitch is ball one to the hitter, Averett, playing shortstop today for the Skyhawks. Averett came in hitting 200 into this tournament with 1 RBI. He's going to swing at the second one. It's going to be a shallow fly ball to the shortstop. Chet Wilson will go underneath it. 1 away on 2 pitches here in the top of the second.
Tragun could use a quick inning here, Tyler, at 31 pitches. Took 29 to get out of that first inning for Tragun.
In the second inning, we like to give you updates on Wasatch athletics outside of baseball. Lacrosse currently 3-1 on the year, and that's a new market that we have entered into. I've broadcasted 2 of those 4 games, a win over Bear River and then a revenge win over East. Last year, the lacrosse team losing to East was able to bounce back and get the victory against East this year, 8-6 in that one. 1 ball, 1 strike after the first 2 pitches to the number 9 hitter, the second baseman, Goal. Goal comes into today. Came into the tournament hitting 400 with 1 extra base hit and a couple of RBIs. This one's going to go at the head. Did that get him? It sounded like he got something.
Yeah, I think it got Gage's glove on the way by is what you heard there, Tyler.
2-1 the count.
A little high cheddar, though. Definitely up high and tight. And ball tailing in, too, on that fastball.
Your leading point scorers for the lacrosse team, Ethan Erker, Owen Moore, and Cole Lent, all with +10 on the season with goals and assists combined. Fun sport that we've entered into.
It's been a lot of fun to be around lacrosse, Tyler. They've got some great athletes there. We're going to talk a little later on in this game about the baseball players that are playing at the next level and some of these Wasatch players on this team that have committed to play at the next level. But lacrosse is in that same boat. They've got a lot of guys that are looking to play some college lacrosse after this season concludes.
Full count after the foul ball. He gets a ground ball to Bucad. Bucad charges it, fields it clean, throws it over to Zimmerman. 2 away here in the top of the second. First time we see Carter Bucad there at the second base spot. Read that ball clean, got the long hop, throws the easy ball over to first. What shortstops don't realize, Ty, is how wonderful second base is.
Such an easy throw, right?
I played shortstop my sophomore and junior year and then moved to second my senior year. And it's heaven over there at second base.
You feel like you got a little more time to get to the baseball.
Usually,
and that's really, Tyler, one of the things you and I like to joke about is it drives me crazy when second basemen are sagging in too far because you do have all the time in the world over there, so you can play deep and cover a lot of ground.
Well, and usually hitters, especially in high school, don't have a lot of pop that way, and so you kind of get some nice, easy ground balls to field and throw over to first.
Ty, I'd have to imagine Carter's probably played over at second base at some point, but I can't recall a time him playing at second base. He's been a shortstop the whole time he's been in the Wasatch program, and that can be a little uncomfortable because the ball does spin off the bat different going to second base. And it might sound like a ground ball's a ground ball, but it's just not. It's a little different coming over at that angle.
Well, and what he did well on that one, Ty, is he charged it. A lot of times when you're in a new position, charge the ball, take it, minimize the hops that it has coming at you. 4 straight balls here to the leadoff guy as Nelson is on base for the second time on 4 straight pitches. Third walk of the game here. So far, the 2 walks in the first inning resulted in runs. 3-0 the score with the runner on first. Tragun shrugs and delivers high again. Ball 4, and that's the 5th ball in a row here from Shaw.
Yeah, these 2 hitters, Tyler, in the first at bat, Nelson had a first pitch strike and then went 4 straight balls. Then Nelson, 2 straight balls to start.
Nice pickoff move here from Tragun. They're going to throw to first, but it doesn't matter. Nelson showing the speed, takes off on first move and will take second base. 1 ball, no strikes, and a runner now on second.
It's a name going way back in the time machine, Tyler, but didn't that move look like a Will Pollock at Wasatch High School? Will Pollock was a really good player from 04 to 06. Got an invited preferred walk-on at BYU, declined, didn't end up going and playing there, but he would do that all the time. He didn't know how to read a lefty, so he would just take off on the first move. And he was so fast, he was about 21 miles per hour on a sprint. And he was so fast that he would often still just like that after the pickoff, and they just couldn't get it from pitcher to first to the shortstop fast enough.
1-1 the count as he does land the fastball there. 1-1 goes with the off speed. This one's elevated to right center field. Should be Canacorn catch here for Burdett. And Wasatch gets out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors. 1 runner is left on base. It's 3-0 as we go into the second.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Back Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Back Flooring and Paints.
Hi, my name is Jeff Jones with the Wasatch County Sheriff's Office. I'm assigned to the Investigations Unit as a school resource officer and detective. Having a strong bond makes it easier to talk to your kids about the hard things like underage drinking and drug use. Here are some tips for creating strong family bonds. Having fun together, spend 15 minutes of one-on-one time each day, eat meals together 5 to 7 times a week. Brought to you by the Caring Community Coalition and Wasatch Behavioral Health.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the second, and that goose egg inning that Wasatch put up in the top of the second, brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. He's going to bring up Cole Zimmerman for his first at bat, and he's going to continue where he left off. He's going to go to the left center field gap. What a play by Nilsson. He showed off the wheels on the base pass, and he does it there as well. That's a heck of a play by Nilsson in left field.
Tyler, a great play. That was a bad play at the beginning, Tyler. He misread that ball off Cole's bat, and understandably so. That was a line drive off Cole's bat, and he thought he needed to come in on it, and so he didn't read well. His first step came in and to the side rather than going back and to the side, and he could have made that a lot easier, but as that ball kept coming, he had just enough athletic ability to elevate and snag that ball. What a play.
Called strike and then a foul ball. 0-2 the count here to Gage Sheesh, who again comes in hitting .467. 3 RBIs and three extra base hits and a couple of RBIs. Playing catcher today for the Wasps. Quick release this time, and Gage is able to foul that one off. It's an interesting one, Ty. They changed the rules a lot on the wind-up side of things, but one of the rules at one point, and points of emphasis, was to make sure the pitcher's plant foot was parallel to the rubber. That was not the case on that last pitch.
Well, and I'd have to rewatch it, Tyler, because he caught me off guard with it too, but it looked like his back foot also had disengaged from the rubber, trying to hurry into that windup.
1-2 the count as that ball misses low. Wind starting to pick up a little bit, blowing out to left field. And a swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game. Nice fastball on the inside corner. Gage can't catch up to it. It'll bring up the junior third baseman today, Ashton Gurney. He had a nice day at the plate in game 1. 1 for 2 with 2 sacrifice flies for RBIs. Double to the left center field gap.
There we go, Gurney.
Lets the off-speed pitch go. Not sure where that one was, to be honest. The catcher thought it was a strike, kind of shakes his head, and we'll reset with a 1-0 count. Colburn back into the windup, delivers, and that one I think got him. No. I thought I saw Jersey move. Instead, it's a 2-0 count. Dugout calling for him to wear it, and I was one of those players that just couldn't get myself to just let myself get hit by a pitch. 3-0 the count.
Well, for Ashton, that's a tough one to wear right there in the ribs, right? I mean, that one's not a lot of meat in that area to cover up.
3-0 count now, and that one's going to be inside as well. So base on balls on 4 straight pitches, and so once again for the second straight inning, 2 outs and then a walk. Wasatch last inning got picked off after getting the walk. We'll see if Wasatch gets a little bit less aggressive here. Give Carter Bucad a chance to hit. .294 batting average on the year. No extra base hits yet, but does have 5 RBIs. Playing second base today for the Wasps. Coburn delivers on the stretch, slide step, gets the south side corner for strike one. Gurney, pretty good speed at first base. Jacobson likes to be aggressive.
Yeah, he does. And Coburn's got a good little pickoff move here, too, though, for Salem Hills. So you got to be careful.
Another slide step delivery, swing and a miss to Bucad, moves the count to 0-2.
He's got a jump pickoff move, Tyler, that he likes to go with. It's not exactly a step off directly and then slide over. And he can be good with that. Put the ball right on the money, so you got to be on your toes over here if you're Ashton on first base.
0-2 count. Gurney will not go. This one's in the dirt outside. 1-2 the count. Good smother there from Kay at catcher. Salem Hills wearing their dark blue tops and baby blue uniform bottoms with the white pinstripe. Wasatch wearing their all grays. The 1-2 to Carter. 2 away, 2 low and outside. Moves count to 2-2.
It's good receive from Kay behind the dish, though, Tyler. He started working down as the catcher and went up to receive that, so it made it look really appealing to the eyes watching on the reception that ball was in the zone and he was working his way up to get it. The umpire disagrees and said it was down.
2-2, 2 away, gets the swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Coburn, and Wasatch once again is retired. No runs on no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. It's 3-0 as we go into the third.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah, where we provide financial services to businesses and individuals in our community, and we are proud to support Wasatch High School. As one of the nation's top performing banks, we've been delivering exceptional value for over 70 years. So whether you're looking to grow a business or raise a family, we can help you every step of the way because your Utah is our Utah. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience the hands-on customer service that only comes from a hometown bank. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the third inning brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health, founded in 1967 to provide quality mental health care for all individuals within Utah and Wasatch counties. Wasatch Behavioral Health is a comprehensive community behavioral health center offering an array of programs and services for children, teens, and adults. That's Wasatch Behavioral Health.
Coburn comes to the box, singled to right field and RBI'd in his first at bat and scored. He'll swing and a miss at the first one here. Shaw still on the mound. 3-0 the score in the top of the third. That one outside, moves the count to 1-1. Third inning action, we'll talk about our Wasps on campus. 7 former Wasatch baseball players playing at the next level and getting pretty significant time at their respective universities and colleges. That one's going to go off of the foot of Coburn, so a hit by pitch will make it the 4th freebie of the day for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, freebies haven't been good on the game, Tyler. And a freebie we categorize as anything that the other team doesn't have to earn. So walks, errors, balks, catcher's interference, things like that you would categorize as a freebie. And already 4 on the board. And if you look at the scoreboard, it's telling with that number, Tyler. Wasatch down 3-0. Salem only with 1 hit on the game, though, and they've gotten 3 runs on that 1 hit.
Scoreboard's off a little bit. They've got 3 singles that they had in the first inning.
I should know better than to trust the scoreboard, I guess, Tyler. They've been all over the board.
They've been great, but you do have, I think, a couple of freshman baseball players up there.
Well, let me rescind then that comment on hits. Let's just forget about that entirely.
2 on the count, pickoff move, not in time. Easily gets back to the base is the speed-up runner. Number 13 will be speeding up for Coburn, who again is on the mound. That is Caden Hansen. Tragun comes set, delivers. A nice curveball in there for a strike. Cushing hitting from the left-hand side of the box, popped out to the right center field spot in his last at bat. Tragun comes set, delivers. That's going to be a hard ground ball to second baseman, the 3-4 hole. Bucad, can't come up with it, but the relay is in time, and the runner is thrown out at third base. Good job there from Burdett to Wilson to third. Butchered that one, Ty. It was a hard ball between the first baseman and second baseman. Bucad dove, couldn't come up with it, but Wasatch able to get the out on the relay to third.
Yeah, really greedy, aggressive action there for Salem, trying to take that. Burdett had that ball in his hand as the runner was coming around second base. Stunned that they went for it. Burdett was able to easily throw it to Chet, who turned and took his time before throwing it over to Ashton, and they still had him by a significant margin.
Well, with the 3-run lead, Haney testing the arms a little bit of the Wasatch Wasps and their ability to play catch, and that's all that was. Not difficult throws all around from the Wasps. Wasatch able to execute it, and Gurney able to lay down the tag over there at third base. Ball one here to Holt. Now lands strike, moves count to 1-1. Holt, the right fielder, walked and scored in his first at bat. Chet playing pretty far up the middle. Bucad playing in the hole over here at second base. Gurney playing pretty deep in the 5-6 hole as well. Goes with the off speed, too far outside, 2-1 now the count. Some of your Wasps on campus, Ty, the Jacksons, Jackson Bolander and Jackson Kelson pitching up at Lane Community College. Bolander, the most appearances out of the bullpen for Lane, 2-0 and 2 saves on the year. This one's going to be swung on and roped to left field. Sulcer will gather it in and throw it into Wilson. Back-to-back singles from the Skyhawks, and with one away, Salem Hills has runners on first and second. Bring up the catcher, Kay, who as well singled to right field and had an RBI in his first at bat. Gage is going to come out and talk to Tragun. Posney actually brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Lane 10-4 on the year, Ty, to finish the thought on the Jacksons. 10-4 on the year. Bolander has 2 wins. Jackson Kelson has 1 win, and Bolander has 2 saves. So 5 of those 10 wins with the Wasatch pitching staff contributing to those wins.
Well, you get a reminder of why Wasatch was so good and went deep in the state tournament last year. When you say those numbers, those two played a huge role in Wasatch's success last year. Ty, I was going to say before you brought that up, bunting is not something that Scott Haney goes too often. He's got a team that he likes to let swing it, and that's pretty normal. This would be a situation where it's not a bad idea to bunt, heading towards the bottom of the lineup, but doesn't look like he's going to give that any thought here at this point in the game.
1-1 the count after a ball, and then it comes back with a strike. Top of the third, Wasatch trails 3-0, but Salem Hills threatening with runners on first and second. The Stocking brothers playing down at Alabama A&M. Kelson and Chandler. Chandler starting at shortstop, hitting 200, but has over a 400 on base percentage. And Kelson Stocking is a freshman with 2 plate appearances as well down at a Division I university in Alabama.
It's a lot of fun to watch these guys have success at the next level, Tyler. A lot of sports at Wasatch have put guys at the next level, but usually it's just 1 or 2 from a sport that you're keeping an eye on. You know, basketball, Eli Ballstead, Trevin Dorius, those are, some names you're looking out for. Baseball, you got them scattered all over at the next level and all over the country.
This one's going to be smoked up the middle, so back-to-back singles. Crew's going to have a chance at the play at the plate. Instead, it's going to be cut off, and Salem Hills gets a run across on 3 straight singles. So first run across here in the top of the third, and the score is now 4-0. Back-to-back singles there from Kay. Singled to right field and singled up the middle. Now has 2 RBIs on the day as well. We'll bring up the designated hitter, D. Griffin Reed, who singled, but then got thrown out going to second base. Hitting from the left-hand side, he also had an RBI in the game. So runners back on first and second once again. Still 1 away here in the top of the third. Wasatch is trying to keep this one close, see if they can do some damage to Coburn the second time through. This one's going to be swung on and roped to left field. Tad's not going to get to it. Another run's going to come in. Runners thinking about going to third base. Gurney will cut it off, and they'll go back to first and second. 4 straight singles for Salem Hills, and they now have a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, the hits are coming now, Tyler. 7 hits now on the day all of a sudden for Salem Hills. As they've strung together several here in this inning.
And that's going to bring a trip to the mound from JW. Let's go ahead and take a break as well, Tyler. Wasatch trails 5-0 here in the top of the third.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Trip to the mound brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Best tacos in town, but that's not all they have. Stop in for their burritos, chili rellenos, tortas, flautas, anything you need. Stop on in to Tony's Tacos. They're on Main Street. Been in business since 2001. First and second, one away, 4 straight singles for Salem Hills. Has produced 2 runs here in the top of the third. They now lead 5-0. Tragun's going to take a couple of looks, delivers. Nice off-speed pitch there in there for a strike. It's going to bring up Averett. Popped out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. Playing shortstop today for Salem Hills. Wasatch playing with a double to the play depth. Chet shaded up the middle as well as Bucad. Gurney playing well off the line at third base. That ball's going to be low and inside. Gets away from Gage, but he knocks it down. Runners will stay, and we now have a 1-1 count. Tragun gets quickly back on the mound, trying to work a little bit quicker. Takes one look. Now a second look, and he'll deliver. Fastball up in the zone, swing and a miss. Moves the count to 1-2.
Good velocity on that fastball from Tragun. Getting up in the zone, that's a hard pitch for someone to chase after when you get above the hands. Tempting, though, to want to go after that one as well.
1-2, Wasatch trying to stop the bleeding. Tragun, one look, another 2 looks. Pauses a little bit longer that time. Delivers, nice spot, but doesn't get the call. 2-2 now the count. Outfield today for the Wasps, Tad Solser in left, Crew Erickson in center, and Zach Burdett in right field. Tragun gets the call, will come set. One look, and will deliver this time. Goes too far inside. This one squeaks away from Sheesh. Both runners will advance, and that ball's going to go to left field. Another run will come in. First error of the game for Wasatch, and that's an unnecessary throw. Runner was already at third base, and it'll bring in the 6th run in the top, or in the ball game. 3rd run here in the top of the 3rd. Full count now with the runner on second base. Still one away. Tragun trying to work himself out of a jam. Began the inning with a hit by pitch, and then it's been single, 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 single. Tragun, slide step, delivers. Slow ground ball to Gurney. Gurney looks back to runner at second, throws across the diamond. That looks smooth for the junior third baseman. First game at third base on the year. He looked good on that one. 2 away.
Yeah, it's fun watching these guys in different positions here, Tyler. Both Gurney and Bucad have looked good in their new spots here in this game. Bucad starting at second base when he's normally at shortstop. Gurney has moved from second base over to third. He looks good over there as well.
Second baseman Goal will come up to the plate, hitting number 9 in the lineup. He will hit from the left-hand side. Grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. Tragun looks, still a runner on second base, but now with 2 outs. Wasatch gave up 3 in the first, trying to keep it to 3 here in the 3rd. Nice pitch in there for strike 1.
Everything about that last play from Gurney was excellent, Tyler. Good footwork, moving over to get that on the glove side. First look was at the runner on second base and made him commit to get back to the bag before he turned and swung the shoulders over and squared to throw a dart over to first base.
And that's what I was going to say, Ty. Oftentimes, that third base spot, even though it shouldn't be, is just kind of intimidating, like you're further away. Gurney's been playing second base all year. He turned and threw a fire dart, as you mentioned, over to first base to get the out after looking back at the runner. 1-1 the count. Tragun 2 long looks at the runner at second. Really not that far off the bag. Off-speed pitch again. This one's fouled back. Moves the count to 1-2.
Yeah, it's maybe not a bad spot for Ashton to be over there, Tyler. He catches as well. He's got best pop time on the team right now. So that throw for 127 feet. 127.3, I guess, is the actual distance between home and second base. Same distance from third to first. And he's got an arm that does that well.
1-2. This one's fouled our way, goes off the net, and we'll reset at 1-2 once again. Other Wasp on campus tied freshman Jack Bluth starting and hitting leadoff for Salt Lake Community College. Has 5 stolen bases on the year for the Bruins, who are currently, I believe, at 12-9 on the year, 9-3 in region play. Conference play, I guess. 1-2, high leg kick from Tragun, delivers, just misses outside, moves count to 2-2.
Pretty good spot there on a 1-2 pitch. Seeing if you can get the hitter to chase and wave over the top of that. Disciplined hitters for Salem Hills, though. They don't take the bait.
Tragun sets, goes one look, slide step this time, swung on, and that's going to go off the bat. They're going to call it dead, but that ball went fair. Tragun is going to step and throw it to first base. And I'm not 100% sure why that play was called dead. I think that was a mistake.
Even if that hits the hand and it's on the bat, that's a live ball.
And the umpire is going to consult it with his partner. Pausing the action, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station.
Yeah, so let's go through that scenario, Ty. That's a defensive swing there, but it is a swing. And the ball shot out into play. And I think it did get the batter on the hand that was on top of the bat, but that's not a hit by pitch, and we know this all too well, as a similar thing happened last year to Peyton Swap for Wasatch in one of their games, and the ball went fair, and he was called out on that, and I believe it was at Cottonwood where that happened, but I might be misremembering that game. Either way, we've seen this before, and if it's a foul ball, that's one thing, but if the ball's in play, the ball's in play, and that ball was definitely in play right back at Shaw.
Yeah, they're going to call him out, and that's what I thought the right call was going to be. Great job from the umpires there, consulting, making sure they get the call right. Wasatch gets out of the inning, but it's after 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 1 runner's left on base. 6-0 as we go into the bottom half of the third.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the third, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Best donuts in Utah. Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station.
We better rewind back to that last play. As far as we understand at this point, on the swing, if it hits the hand on the bat, that doesn't count as part of the bat, so that's a swing and a miss, and then it hits off the person and goes into play. So that's actually a strikeout for Tragun Shaw to end that last inning, even though the ball came in play and he threw it over to first base. So Tragun's going to get the strikeout on that one.
Garrett Christensen gets his first start of the year, DHing for Zach Burdett in right field. 2 for 4 on the year with 1 extra base hit and 1 RBI. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Looking at Christensen's swing, Ty, anything up in the zone, he's had a hard time catching up to. Swung and missed with 1 up in the zone there. Does take ball 1, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a sweeping swing where his hands are up pretty high, but then they'll come down low and he'll start attacking low. Generates a lot of pop and a lot of power from Garrett, but it does leave some gaps and some holes in the swing up in the top of the zone.
Takes strike 2 there. Goes with that quick movement again. Coburn does, and he does get the foul ball. 1-2 the count. Umpires analyzing that. I think everybody's analyzing that, Ty. It's a good move by the pitchers. You'll see pitchers mix up their cadence, is what we call it, where they'll mix up their wind-up or makes up how high they'll kick and different things to try to throw the timing of the hitter off. Comes back with the ball on that one. 2-2 now the count. Goes back with the off speed. Christensen swings and fouls that one back.
Well, Colburn left that one out over the plate. Tyler, I think Garrett would like to have that one back. A 2-strike mistake there that Wasatch just couldn't quite capitalize on.
Goes back to the fastball, right at the shortstop. Decent barrel there from Christensen, but it's right at Averett, 1 away. Good at bat, though, from Christensen. Ty looked to be a little bit behind the fastball early on in that count. Comes back and is able to put a decent barrel. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Tad Sulcer, 1 for 7 on the year. Had his first hit through the 5-6 hole in that last game.
Colburn's the kind of pitcher that's going to be really good for your team, Tyler, for multiple reasons. He works with pace. He can strike guys out, but he also pitches to contact, so your defense stays locked in, and because of the speed of how he works, it's easy to not get distracted and fall asleep, and he's really an ideal package here to have on the mound. There's a reason he was so effective against Wasatch last year, and frankly, I'm surprised that Scott Haney's throwing him against Wasatch in this one this year. He's mentioned to us that he likes to not throw starters that will be going through in his region in out-of-region games against a familiar regional opponent like Wasatch, but here he is.
And there we do have the first balk call, and I think Scott Haney's going to come out and talk to the umpire about it. Another pause in the action is going to be brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. So that's going to be ball 2. So 2-2 the count, and they're just going to have a little bit of a chat of what's going on there. I kind of want to take the headset off and listen to the explanation of it, because it is to kind of try to paint a picture. Normally out of the windup, the pitcher will take a step with the left, set with the right, and then kick and deliver. And this is kind of a quick stutter step, and I think that's what the umpire just talked about.
Yeah, and the explanation is that he's moving with the wrong foot first.
Right.
Yeah, is exactly what's going on there.
So, yeah, so he just explained that if you're in out of the windup, the left foot, for a righty, the left foot has to come to the side, and instead he's just going straight forward, and he's not in the stretch situation. 2-2 the count to Tad. Goes back into the windup, and it doesn't matter because that's going to be a backwards K for Tad. 3rd strikeout of the game for Coburn. He's going to bring up Chet Wilson, grounded out to the first baseman, his first at bat, hitting over 500 on the year with 1 home run, 10 RBIs, leads the team in RBIs.
Wasatch still looking for their first hit. They've had a couple really good barrels through their first time in the lineup.
Fastball in there for strike
down the grass. Tragan Shaw had a great barrel. Cole Zimmerman, another good barrel. Garrett Christensen, good barrel. No hits to show for any of them, though.
2 away. Wasatch has been able to generate a base runner with 2 away in both innings. They've come at the hand of a walk. 1-1 the count to Chet as he takes strike 1 and then takes ball 1. The 1-1. That one's too far up. No, they call it a strike right at the belt for strike 2.
That ball looked like it was going to be up, Tyler. It came down towards the end of that pitch, and it came fast. Almost looked like a sinker action.
The 1-2 outside. I think he fooled Chet. I think Chet was looking a little bit off speed. It is off the plate. Moves the count to 2-2. Chet's been on fire here in this tournament. See if he gets a pitch he can handle. Instead, he'll get a pitch that'll go off his kneecap. So 2 away. And a walk. 2 away and a walk. 2 away and a hit by pitch is how the innings have gone for Wasatch.
Chet didn't shy away from that one, Tyler. He did what you're taught to do with 2 strikes, where you turn your back towards the pitch as it's coming in and kind of lean just ever so slightly over the plate, but it looks like you're turning away from the pitch because you have to make an effort that you're going away. That one got him right on the meat of the leg.
Chet will dive back on the pickoff attempt. Tragan Shaw will come up, had a great barrel in his first at bat, but with the wind blowing in, he got hung up in the wind and was a fly out to right field. Tragan on the mound, he'll rope this one foul down the first base side. Man, it's just these first 5 hitters tied for Wasatch is locked in. I think all day today, if they've gotten out, it's still been on a barrel.
And that's been the case for Tragan all year long. He came in just below 400 at 393 into this game. But you can't think of many strikeouts with Tragan. He's on the barrel. Often it's just right at guys.
No strikeouts on the year, in fact, for Tragan. Works the count to 1-1 as that pitch is outside.
Well, that's because you'd have to make it at least 3 pitches in to get to a strikeout. Tragun's never going to make it to 3 pitches.
Crew Erickson
he
on
gets
deck.
after the first strikes really, really frequently.
Step off the back of the mound. Tragun with no strikeouts and Crew with only 1 strikeout are your number 1 and 2 contact guys by percentage on the year for the Wasps. Coburn comes set, 2 away, 1-1 the count. Chet at first. Chet's going to go, swung on it. It was out of the zone. Tragun trying to go hit and run. Instead, it wasn't a great pitch to go on, and that'll do it. 3 away, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's still 6-0 as we go into the 4th.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice. This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the 4th inning, Wasatch trailing 6-0 to Salem Hills. 4th inning action brought to you by Country Gardens and Nursery. The only one-stop shop for everything garden and yard related in Heber Valley. Stop on in today where they can help you get a plan and get you set up. And the snow will go away eventually back there in Heber Valley, Tyler. It will. You just got to keep the faith. And it will be planting season at some point.
Ryker Evans on to the mound for the Wasps. Second pitch is going to be skied high. Carter Bucad will settle underneath it and make the play. This pitching change brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Best tacos in town, but stop on in for their burritos, chili rellenos, tortas, flautas, everything. They're on Main Street, been in business since 2001. First appearance of the year for Ryker Evans. Looks good early on. Gets Nilsson, the leadoff guy, to pop up at the second baseman.
Ty, an interesting change in the lineup. Crew Erickson came out, and he's due up next. So this is probably going to be it for Evans. I would imagine Crew's going to be reinserted after this inning. So they're asking Evans to come and hold. Just get you 1 inning here, and then they're probably going to turn it over to Crew at that point and let him take the last 3.
So 2-0 the count. That was a little bit too quick. Watching him in warm-ups, Ty, Ryker, over-the-top pitcher, but also went submarine on a couple of pitches. So the two extremes there. Swing and a miss there. Moves the count to 2-1.
And that can be really, really effective, Tyler, for a pitcher who gives different angles like that. Can throw off the hitter.
Another swing and a miss. Moves the count to 2-2.
As a hitter, you're looking at eye levels, right? It's hard when pitchers go up, down, inside, outside. And when you're doing that with the release point, it can make it extra challenging.
2-2, goes with the curveball, roll over to the shortstop. Wilson comes up, taps the glove, throws it across the diamond, and I think Cole came off the bag, and that's what they're going to call it. Cole couldn't keep the toe on the bag, so it'll be a throwing error there, and another base runner on for Salem Hills.
Yeah, it's the first time since Chet's been playing shortstop over the last 2 games that we've seen him look just a little bit uncomfortable in his mechanics there. Tyler came up and started lifting up just a little early, and he got the ball deep into the snow cone of the glove, and he had to glitch just a little bit before he could get it out and make the throw over there. The whole rhythm got thrown off on that play.
Outside ball 1 here to Coburn. The pitcher was hit by pitch in his last at bat, singled to right field, and had an RBI in that one. That one's too low, moves count to 2-0. First time we've seen Ryker out of the stretch. He's pounded the zone so far. Got the pop out to the leadoff hitter, and then a ground ball to the shortstop. 2-0 count. It's going to be swung on. It's going to be a ground ball to Gurney. Gurney to Bucad. Bucad to Zimmerman. 5-4-3 double play, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. The first physical at the pit stop goose egg inning, and Ryker Evans does a good job of holding No runs on no hits, 1 error, nobody left on base. It's still 6-0 as we go into the bottom of the 4th.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S. Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the 4th, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Ryker Evans will stay and hit for Erickson.
Well,
I'm sure Erickson is out in the bullpen warming up.
I think he earned this at bat because of how well he threw last night. I think you would definitely reinsert Crew into this lineup here if he were going to go in and pitch next inning. But I think Evans was so effective that they're going to run him out there for another one, so he's going to get an at bat that, based on the first 2 pitches, probably was not one the coaches were planning on giving him at this point in the season.
0-2 the count after a couple swings and misses that weren't too close. Coburn goes back to that quick pitch and a 3-pitch, 3-swing, 3 strikeout there. Throwdown's going to go into left field. 4th strikeout of the game for Coburn. He continues to hum. No hits still in the ballgame for the Wasps. 3 base runners have come on walk, and hit by pitch.
So the reality of what you could have done probably then, Tyler, if you were going to give him multiple ones, I just don't think that was the plan, is you could have made a couple other moves. Shaw had just gotten the last out, and so you could have inserted Evans there and then reinserted Tragun into that spot in the lineup at some point in the game when Tragun was coming back up. But you want defense from Tragun back out there. So your other look would be to go to Sulcer, who wasn't due up for 7 batters, and you could have inserted Evans in that spot and left Crew and Tragun out there and had Tad down and then reinserted Tad a little later. But I'm not sure they expected that quick of an inning, because not many teams have had that quick of an inning against Salem Hills.
Zimmerman's going to get another swing at it. He's going to go to the left center field gap again, and another great play from the Salem Hills outfield. He got robbed on his first at bat, gets another nice barrel there, and the center fielder goes up, makes the play over the shoulder. Cole Zimmerman locked in 2 barrels but 2 outs. That center fielder today was Miller. Another nice play.
Yeah, it's a funny game, Tyler, baseball, because Cole's home run yesterday wasn't hit that well. That ball was probably his best barrel of the weekend.
That ball's for sure gone yesterday.
It's clearing that fence by a decent distance yesterday as well.
And that one's going to bounce before the plate and gets the umpire right in the face mask. 2-0 the count to Gage, and this is par per the course tie. I think Coburn maybe just gets a little bit bored. He gets the first 2 outs of the inning and says, I need to work out of the stretch a little bit.
And he gets them quick.
And gets a walk. 2-0, that one outside, moves the count to 3-0.
Well, you're taking if you're Gage, right? Just let him put you on at this point.
3-0. That one is in there for strike, so 3-1 the count.
I know, but it's different when there's no wind this game. I had wind to back.
3-1 the count. 6-0 the lead for the Skyhawks in the bottom of the 4th. That one's going to be swung on. Ground ball to the shortstop. Averett fields it clean, throws it across the diamond, and there we go. Wasatch goes down in order for the first time. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Still no hits in the entire game for Wasatch. 6-0 as we go into the 5th.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU, love where you bank.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Fifth inning action brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage and his team will help you find the perfect mortgage that fits your situation. It will be painless and easy. Ryker Evans still on the mound after the 1-2-3 inning on the last inning, which was finalized with a 5-4-3 double play. Ty, the infield's look good today. Gurney, especially over at third base, has been very impressive, Ty. Very smooth hands, has thrown a dart over to first, a dart to Bucad at second. Bucad, great hands to turn the double play. First pitch is going to be swung on to shallow left field. Going back, Burdett can't, that's Solser in left, can't come up with the play. Texas League single to lead off the inning.
Back to Gurney, Tyler, and it's not just the plays he's made. There's been little details that he's been all over. A couple relays have gone to third where Gurney's been right in the right spot, put down the tag out in front of the bag. What you want to teach them to do is step into those throws and put the tag down. On relays coming in home, he's been in the right spot as well. He's really locked in at that position.
Evans continues to pound the zone. Foul ball here to Holt, the right fielder. Cushing's reached base now on 2 of the 3 attempts. He's got 2 singles and popped out to the right fielder in his first at bat. He's on first base. The 0-1, another fastball. It's going to be a chopper down the third base side. Gurney will grab that thing foul, and we'll reset with an 0-2 count. Nobody away here in the top of the 5th.
And Ty, I'm gonna start thinking just strategically. I like to analyze a little bit here. Gurney, if he can play third base in this way and shed it short, Bucad's got the best hands as far as transition on the team. And getting him at second base where you get a lot of double plays turned, you're going to have a lot more opportunity for double plays in ball games if Carter Bucad is playing at second base. It's a little detail, but it can make a big difference in the game.
Curveball's going to get away from Ryker, and it's going to go at the helmet, and Holt will take it off the helmet. Hit by pitch, puts 2 runners on base here for the Skyhawks.
And when I talk transition with Bucad, back to that thought, it's how you receive it, right? As a middle infielder, you want soft hands with that ball coming in, but you've got to quickly be able to transition out of the glove into the throwing hand and have a good quick release. And the second basemen that have been playing this year have not done a bad job, but Carter's just next level with the way he releases the ball. And he'll get you another half a step or full step on that transition alone. And often that's what the double plays come down to, is a half step or a full step where the ball doesn't get there. So it's something to keep your eye on.
Called strike 1 here to Kay. He's got 2 singles on the day, singled to right field and had an RBI, and singled up the middle for an RBI. So 2 RBIs already for the catcher. First and second, nobody out for the Skyhawks, already leading 6-0. Wasatch still without a hit in the ball game. And you talk about the name of the game, 18 hits in game 1, no hits here in game 2, facing a really good pitcher for Salem Hills. Ryker comes back, nice fastball, strike 2, 0-2 to count, now to Kay.
Baseball has a way of bringing you back down to earth pretty quickly. You can be feeling like you're at the top of your game, 1 inning, and the next inning you'll be brought right back down.
Another fastball is going to go at Tragun. Tragun's going to settle underneath it, makes the catch. 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Impressions here of Ryker, Ty, early on?
Really like what I'm seeing. I'd say the same for Ryker as I did with Bo Jones yesterday. Young guys that come in and fill up the zone and maybe have just a little unorthodox nature about their delivery. They're hard to hit, and they're able to get outs, and that's what you're seeing here from Ryker. You throw strikes, and you get outs. That's really what it boils down to.
D. Griffin Reed with a couple of RBIs and a couple of singles today as well. 2 for 2. Went to right center field and left field with his 2, so spraying it around a little bit for the Skyhawks. Hitting from the left-hand side. Takes strike 1. Now a ground ball to Cole. Cole can't come up with it, though. Bounces over the glove. 1 run will come in. Runner will go from second to third, and so we'll have runners on the corners. Ty, how you going to roll that one?
That's going to be in there, Tyler.
There on the first baseman. Results in an RBI.
They've had twice in this game, potential double play balls that have gotten by them in the infield that have led directly to runs. Cole knows it. He's got that look on his face like, shoot, I know I should have had that one.
Ball was hit hard, but definitely should have been fielded. And then, like you said, Ty has a chance at a double play opportunity there. Pinch hitter comes up to the plate for Salem Hills. Is that number 1? Alex Cloward came into this tournament with 6 plate appearances, had 1 extra base hit and 3 RBIs.
He's getting up.
Ryker continues to fill up the zone, giving up a couple of barrels here in this inning. But that's his first hit he's given up since coming into the ball game, and the first run given up as well. Excuse me, that's the second hit. They did have the Texas League single. Oh, that's the one hit that he gave up at the start of the game. Start of this inning, excuse me. 1 ball, no strikes here to Cloward. Runners on the corners with a 7-run lead for the Skyhawks. Pitch, runner goes. Sheesh takes a peek. Bucad will cut it off, gets it home, and the runner is out going home. Nice relay there from Bucad. Sheesh does a great job of getting that tag down quickly. And Wasatch, if there's been a positive, I mean, there's been numerous positive things that have happened this weekend, but the first and third defense has been stellar for Wasatch here in the tournament.
Yeah, Ty, that was about as close as it could get there on that play. Bucad, that's that quick release I'm talking about, a half step, got that ball there in time. Gage, good quick tag, as you already pointed out. Wasatch takes a run off the board.
Curveball in there for strike 1. I have 2-1, 2-2, 2-2 the count here to Cloward. Trying to get out of the inning with only 1 run given up, but do have a runner on second. Goes to the submarine, and it's in there for a strike, and it's fouled off down the third base side. Reset at 2-2 with 2 outs, runner on second. Wasatch trying to minimize, try to keep themselves in the ball game. 7-0 the score already. Ryker comes set, goes back over the top, and there's his first strikeout of his high school career. Swing and a miss. And Wasatch is able to retire Salem Hills. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner is left on base. It's 7-0, and we'll keep it here for the 5th inning stretch. The 5th inning stretch, once again, brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Stop on in to Tom Stone. It's a crazy market right now, but he is the expert, and he will know what is best for you. Stop on in to Tom Stone and let him help you find the perfect situation for you. Ty, I'm going to throw it over to you for the Gordon Law Group scoring recap.
Well, it's been a game of trends in this one, Tyler, for Wasatch. They gave up 3 in the first inning to Salem Hills, 3 in the third inning, and then 1 in the 5th inning, with a couple goose egg innings in between in the 2nd and the 4th. Right now they trail 7-0. The biggest number that will stand out to you in this game recap is that they have 0 hits on the day, and maybe the second number that's eye-popping is already 3 fielding errors on the board for Wasatch in this one, and those have led to a lot of runs here for Salem Hills. Looking over at the pitching for Wasatch, Tyler, the walks have again been a little bit of an issue. 3 walks in the game that again have led to runs. Most of the time those walks have been given. So between the 3 walks and the 3 errors, you've got 6 freebies there, and you also have a hit by pitch on top of that. And Ty, you've got 7 runs on the board to go with the 7 freebies that have gone in this game from Wasatch to Salem Hills, and that's where we currently sit. Wasatch has had some good barrels in the game, but no hits to show for it. Tragan Shaw had a great barrel in the first inning. Cole Zimmerman, good barrel in his first and second at bat, both to the left center gap. But again, no hits to show for this. Garrett Christensen also had a good line drive towards the shortstop, and the ball couldn't find its way down. So Wasatch still on the hunt for their first hit of the ball game.
First pitch of the bottom of the 5th is going to go right at the back of Gurney. So he's walked and has a hit by pitch. He's been on both times. Wasatch with their first base runner with less than 2 outs. It's going to bring up Carter Bucad, who struck out in his first at bat. That game recap brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. Bucad's going to swing at the first pitch, ropes it foul down the right side. So far,
Christensen, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter in for Burdett. Tyler Bridger-Shaw getting ready there in the hole right now.
For Tad Sulcer, who's the number 9 hitter.
Oh, Tad, excuse me.
Gurney, good lead over at first. Coburn delivers that one. Ooh, nice spot, low and outside for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Bucad, struck out in his first at bat.
really like Coburn on the mound, and we've talked about that, but he's also got to be a pitcher that's got to drive Coach Haney somewhat crazy, that he's been so good, and then he hits a couple guys, or he'll walk a couple guys, just losing some mental focus. And with the consistency he's shown over the course of the game, it just leaves you scratching your head a little bit as to why that happens.
0-2, low and outside, ball 1. I'll tell you who reminds me of, Ty, and it's a pitcher who got a win here on this field. A little bit of a TJ North out there, Ty. Looks very similar to how TJ North looked in high school. And knows the game. You can tell he knows the game, knows how to get guys off balance. This one's roped in. That's going to be the first single of the ball game. Ty, God, hit that so hard that I thought that was going to go all the way to the center fielder. Great swing there from Carter. Wasatch has runners on first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, that ball couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 feet off the ground the whole way, Tyler, but it was a tattooed barrel that just kind of kept floating towards the center fielder. The wind is blowing straight in. And for that ball to carry as far as it did on a line like that just tells you how much Carter Bucad got into that. I feel like that was a little contact exercising some frustration from Carter, right? He's had a little bit of an up and down start to the season, and he took out his aggression on that one.
Ball 1 here to Christensen. He had a good barrel. It lined out to the shortstop in his first at bat. Wasatch threatening for the first time today, down 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th, but have runners on first and second with nobody out. Coburn will step off the back of the mound, and they'll reset.
It's going to cost you a couple RBIs.
Tyler having to get some equipment off the top of the dugout. Good swing here from Christensen. Fouls the ball straight back, 1-1.
Had to strike a deal with Chet.
We heard it from the shotgun mic. What was going on there between you and Chet?
Told him he owes me some RBIs. If you heard that. Did you hear his counter? He said, what if I hit the pitcher instead with the comebacker? I said, that'll do as well.
1-1 the count. Salem Hills defense is shifted over to the right. This one swung on and fisted foul right over here behind us by Craig Zimmerman, who's taking some pictures. 1-2 the count. Wonder if they'll go back to the fastball. Christensen was able to get a hold of the fastball in his first at bat.
If you want to go to the fastball on Garrett, you want to elevate.
Yeah, right.
So fastball up in the zone. It's really where, if you had the Ken Griffey Jr. hot and cold zone on the Nintendo game, Tyler, Garrett would be a little blue in the top of the zone.
1-2, they go low and outside for ball 2.
See, they're chasing his burning red spot down in the zone. You don't want to go down low with Garrett, and you especially don't want to go down low with the breaking pitch and allow him time to speed up the hands.
Speaking of Ken Griffey Jr. baseball in the N64, was really surprised when Tragun made our good spot A play of the game diving catch. You went Jim Edmonds, and I know how big of a fan you are of Andrew Jones. And so when you went Jim Edmonds there, I feel like there's Braves fans that are listening who are a little offended that you didn't go with Andrew Jones.
It's really simple. Tragun's left-handed. Jim Edmonds was left-handed. I mean, you got to think through the scenarios there. Andrew Jones was, of course, the first came to my mind. Then you'd go Torrey Hunter, but both of them are right-handed.
This one's going to be skied high, foul to the catcher. Kay's going to settle underneath it and make the play. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll have a new hitter here, Ty. It'll be number 12. Bridger Shaw will get an at-bat for the Wasps. We saw Bridger Shaw on the mound in that was game 2 yesterday against Snow Canyon.
Bridger pitched in probably the toughest inning to have to pitch in this year with, hurricane force winds blowing out from behind the plate. I say that sarcastically, but only partly sarcastically. The wind was blowing so strong that we had 3 pop-up home runs that inning against Bridger. And he battled. He got in there and he battled even through the tough conditions.
4th at bat of the 4th plate appearance of the year for Bridger. Got some time at shortstop last Saturday against Jordan High School. Runners on first and second. Wasatch trying to generate their first run of the game. Thinks about going for the off speed, but it does land in there for a strike.
Back to that thought, you wouldn't go Jim Edmonds there? I mean, who's a lefty that you'd go to with a diving catch in the outfield?
Griffey.
That's who I'd go. Griffey would. I mean, he's not laying out that much.
He'd probably just settle underneath that and make an easy catch, right? That's probably
what Griffey did.
There.
Yeah, it's so fast he'll just run underneath it.
Lets that one go for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Wasatch trails 7-0, looking for their first run. Gurney got things going, getting hit in the back, and then a nice single up the middle that was smoked by Carter Bucad. Bridgershaw now in the box, hitting on the right-hand side. The 1-1 count. Coburn delivers on a slide step. That hits the bottom of the zone for strike 2.
It's a tough call against Bridger on that one, Ty. Ball down and breaking away. Strike zone, of course, can change from game to game depending on which umpire you have.
1-2 the count. Leadoff hitter Chet Wilson on deck. Colburn taking his time, now gets the pitch, takes one look, and Bridger's going to say, I'll take a pause, and we'll go back in.
I'd be ready if I were Bridger on a quick pitch coming back out of this one. Smart of him to hold his hand up and get a timeout.
The 1-2, high leg kick, and it's swung on and fouled off his leg. We'll reset at 1-2.
I've had that thought this game with Colburn, who likes to go to a quick pitch. If I were a hitter when I get in, I'd just hold up the hand and ask for a timeout from the umpire until I'm ready to go and make Colburn wait on me. Bridger does that a little bit when he steps into the box here.
1-2 the count. Bridger again resets. They're calling for a high fastball. Looks like his K behind the plate. Leg kick, delivers, misses the spot, and he's too. Oh no, they are going to ring him up. A delayed call, but the umpire a little bit hesitant.
I don't like
the backward
that one,
K.
Tyler, because it was missed so badly. Where the catcher set up, that was clearly missed by a couple feet. And even if it's around the zone, I don't like the idea of rewarding a pitcher for missing that badly on his throw.
Well, nobody's going to question it because of the movement of the catcher, right? If you call that a ball, even if it is in there for a strike. Well, it's going to be up to Chet to see if he can come out with a 2-out hit. Take strike one inside.
Well, you heard earlier, he owes me a couple RBIs here, Tyler.
Wind is blowing straight in from the outfield as we take a look at the American flag out there. 7-0 the score, first and second, 2 outs. Off-speed pitch misses outside for ball one. A couple other shout-outs on the Waspon campus. Some softball players. Paige Armendariz playing down at UVU. 200, has a double and a couple of RBIs on the year. And then Kendall Purdy hitting 500 down at Salt Lake Community College. The 1-1. Chet swings, fouls this one on top of the school. Moves the count to 1-2.
In one of Chet's previous at-bats, looked like he was looking for an off-speed pitch about this point in the at-bat, and Colburn nearly snuck a fastball by him. Curious to see the approach Chet's going to have here on this. And you always tell your hitters with 2 strikes, you look fastball and adjust to the off-speed, because it's hard to speed those hands back up if you're looking breaking pitch and then a fastball comes at you.
Chet back into the box, hitting on the left-hand side. Gurney at second base. Nobody holding him on, can get a good secondary. The 1-2, too far outside, 2-2 now the count.
They did try to come back with a fastball there. It's hard to go with multiple fastballs in a row to Chet. If you do come fastball, you're going to want to look to go inside on the hands with fastball here. Otherwise, Coburn's going to want to look at a breaking pitch.
Chet sets in the box. The 2-2 pitch. One look, high leg kick, delivers. Inside corner, no, that's going to be ball 3.
And
pretty good spot there.
He tried to go both of those there. He went inside with a breaking pitch that starts on the inner half of the plate and then breaks off the plate, and he nearly got Chet on that one.
Full count. Runners will get a head start. So a gap shot has a chance to score Bucad here from first base.
First playing really deep on this too, so Carter should be able to get a good lead and a good jump on this one.
Runners will go. Pitches to the second baseman. Second baseman goes over, fields it clean, throws it to first, and Salem Hills gets out of the inning. So a once promising inning ends up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 were left on base. It's still 7-0 as we go into the 6th.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Flooring and Paints.
Hi, my name is Jeff Jones with the Wasatch County Sheriff's Office. I'm assigned to the Investigations Unit as a school resource officer and detective. Having a strong bond makes it easier to talk to your kids about the hard things like underage drinking and drug use. Here are some tips for creating strong family bonds. Having fun together, spend 15 minutes of one-on-one time each day, eat meals together 5 to 7 times a week. Brought to you by the Caring Community Coalition and Wasatch Behavioral Health.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Top of the 6th inning brought to you by Gucci Goo Barbecue. from the words of the Gucci Goo customers themselves, they'll tell you, quote, this barbecue is super good. The nachos and the Gucci sundae were especially amazing, and we definitely ate more than we should have because we couldn't stop. I definitely will come back here again. Gucci Goo Barbecue, a proud supporter of Wasatch High School Athletics.
And remember, they're now closer to me and Utah, right there on Heber Main Street, next to the auto spa.
Yeah,
That's exactly
dangerously
right.
close. Hard to stay away once you've had that good barbecue there. You want to go get some.
It's pretty awesome that when you have a date night with your wife and you're wondering where you should go, and we get to go to the 3 sponsors that we have tonight: Dairy King, Tony's Tacos, and Gucci Goo. Like, you can't get better than that.
It's really nice to have sponsors that you truly believe are excellent, Tyler, when you're talking about them. I mean, it doesn't take having to sell it. It's from the heart, talking about Gucci Goo and Dairy King and Tony's Tacos. And you're right, we've talked about the perfect meal. Go get yourself dinner from Gucci Goo with a side of tacos. You don't need a salad or anything on the side.
Right.
Get a side of Tony's Tacos. And then wash it down with the award-winning milkshake from the Dairy King. And you got yourself a trifecta, a perfect combination there.
Leadoff walk on 4 pitches is the number 9 hitter goal. So Salem Hills with their leadoff guy on.
A pinch hitter there.
Oh, that was a pinch hitter.
They brought in number 14 to pinch hit. I don't have the name on that one here, so excuse me. Oh, that's Trey Smith.
It'll bring up the leadoff hitter now, Nelson, who's walked, and popped out to the second baseman. Made a couple of nice plays in left field today for the Skyhawks. Ryker, first pickoff move we've seen from him, steps off the back of the mound, throws it over to Cole. 5 straight balls here to start off the 6th inning. Score currently sits at 7-0. Ryker comes set, has thrown well since coming in. Goes back to the submarine and lands that one for a strike. 1-1 now the count.
Changes the eye angle, changes velocity as well. That's when you can't go to the well too often though, Tyler. Probably want to show that only once or twice to a hitter, because when you do go submarine, the hitter has a tendency to be able to pick up the ball a little earlier too. It's harder to hide it when you release from the glove. And so if it's more consistent, it can be easier for the hitter to pick up. But it's very effective if it's mixed in the way that Evans is mixing it in right now.
Gets a swing and a miss, moves the count to 1-2. Goes back to the submarine again. That one's on the inside, not called a strike, and another stolen base here for Salem Hills. Moves the count to 2-2. Coaching staff asking where that last pitch was. Looked pretty good, but it was inside. Moves the count to 2-2. Runner on second base, nobody out. Goes back over the top. This one's going to be roped to right field. Bridger's Shaw in right field now. Fields it clean, gets the ball in quickly. Haney will hold the runner at third. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Good discipline hitting there. Goes the opposite way with it. Salem Hills threatening again with runners on first and third.
That's the 9th hit on the game for Salem Hills, leading 7-0 over Wasatch right now. Random trivia of the day, that was actually the final score the first time Wasatch played Salem Hills when moving up to 4A when they entered into the same region in 2013. That was the first year. In the very first game, McCord Larson went down to Salem Hills as starting pitcher and dominated Salem Hills. Wasatch got the 7-0 win, and I think caught Salem off guard. I think a lot of people didn't know who Wasatch was coming up from 3A, kind of sleepwalking into that game thinking it'd be an easy win, and McCord announced loudly Wasatch onto the scene. And after that, I think Coach Scott Haney down there had a conversation with his boys, with him and Coach Scholl going way back, saying we're not going to lose again, because then they went on to win 10 straight against Wasatch over the years.
Called strike 1 here to Miller. That one's going to get away. Runner's going to try to score from third. Ryker Evans slides home and makes the play at the plate. Nice play there from Sheesh and Ryker, and another player is thrown out at home. Haney with a smile on his face. He's had a guy thrown out at third and 2 guys thrown out at home in the game today.
I'm not so sure he's not smiling on that one, Tyler, because he thought he was safe. That hand got in there underneath. And I think Scott's just choosing not to go have that conversation here at this point, leading 7-0, but I think that might be more what that smile was about.
1-1 the count with the runner on second base, 1 away for the Skyhawks here in the top of the 6th. Wasatch 4-4 on the season. 2-1 in this tournament. Wins this year coming from or over Hunter, Pineview, Woods Cross, and Cedar Valley. Action down in the bullpen for Salem Hills. Ryker, a couple of looks, delivers the 1-1. That one's in there for strike two, moves count to 1-2.
If we get another minute or two in this game at some point, Tyler, we might be able to tell a funny Scott Haney story from yesterday. The conversation we had with him after Wasatch's game against Snow Canyon.
Another submarine pitch is going to get away from Gage again, and the runner will advance to third base on the second wild pitch of the at-bat. 2-2 the count now to Miller. Miller struck out his first at-bat, popped up in his second at-bat to the right fielder, and then reached on an error to the shortstop in his third at-bat. 2-2 the count. Wide stance here from Miller. Ryker steps off the mound. Now we'll reset. 2-2, one away. Evans comes set, delivers, and that one misses low and outside, brings count to full. Full count. Runner on third is Nilsson, the left fielder. Center fielder, Miller up. Swings at this one. It's going to be a lazy fly ball to the second baseman. Bucad's going to field it and run it in wisely. 2 away here in the top of the sixth. Brings up the pitcher Coburn, who grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in his last at bat. Has reached base twice, single to right field on an RBI, and was hit by pitch in his second at bat. Goes back to the submarine pitch. It's going to be swung on, and oh, how about that play, Ty? Scott Haney with the hands on the knees just gradually reaches down, bare hands it, flips it back to the pitcher. It's like he's done this before.
He's still got it, yeah, over there. He knows which ones to take a chance on and which ones not.
We like Coach Haney, Ty. We were head coaches here at Wasatch a couple of years ago, and as long as Scott's been around, was good from a mentor role in Region 9 play. Good guy to talk to.
That's what I would say. Is one thing about Coach Haney that's he's one of the best in the business, Tyler. He's got a lot of wins over the years. He's been coaching for over 20 years, probably getting close to the 30-year mark as a head man. And he doesn't care if you're a first-year coach or you've been in the business for a while. He treats you like a pro and will take care of you and help you learn the ropes along the way. And we're fans of the way he goes about it.
2-2 the count after a ball and then a foul ball. So 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Wasatch trying to put a goose egg up on the scoreboard. Runner on third.
That's actually, I'm going to prime the pump. That's actually where the story that we want to tell a little bit comes from, Tyler. We were just reminiscing over the years. 2-2, ground ball to third base. Gurney will field it, but foul, and we'll reset. Reminiscing with Scott yesterday about just some of the great moments between Wasatch and his teams over the years. And as we were swapping stories, he started talking about one that caught our attention and stood out a little bit more. And we'll maybe tell that story here in the 7th inning or at the bottom of the 6th when we get a chance. But we had a good laugh, and it ended up being him calling his whole coaching staff over and wanted them all to see and hear part of this story that was going on. So it was a pretty funny moment yesterday. But it had to do with the game between Wasatch and Payson when he was coaching at Payson High School back in 2005.
Another ground ball up the middle to Chet. Chet fields it clean, throws it across the diamond to Zimmerman, and Wasatch does get out of the inning. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one runner is left on base. Wasatch trails 7-0 as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah. Everyone here at Bank of Utah believes that we are an extension of our community. Not only do we craft banking solutions to help families and businesses in our area, we boost the community by proudly supporting local organizations like Wasatch High School. Because when our communities thrive, we all thrive. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience community banking at its best. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Physical at the Pit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injury, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. Tragun Shaw will come up for the Wasps, hitting on the left-hand side of the box. He's had a good barrel in his first at-bat that was caught by the right fielder and then grounded out to the pitcher on a hit and run that was just simply out of the zone. So 0 for 2 today for Tragun. Swings at the second pitch. It's a high hopper to the pitcher. Coburn makes the play, throws it to first. Nice play by Salem Hills, and then we've got one away here in the bottom of the sixth.
They have athletes all over the field here with Salem Hills. That's a tough play for a pitcher to make. Coburn, who plays middle infield when he's not pitching, from time to time can play on the corner as well.
Alex Gutierrez will now come up to the plate. Dealing with illness, Ty, was not feeling well, and seeing him this morning, it was believable. Did not look well, but he is getting in at bat here in the game 4 and the final game of the Snow Canyon Invitational. Wasatch went 2-2 in the Desert Hills Invitational. And right now, as the score stands, they're looking to go 2-2 in this tournament as well. Strike one, ball one to Gutierrez. 1-1, swung on and missed. Moves the count to 1-2. I think you need to get into that story that you teased at the break.
Yeah, so
ball two.
Got a ball here there, Tyler. So we were swapping stories, and we were back in state tournament stories, and when NFL player Porter Gustin nearly no-hit Wasatch, and we talked about a bunch here. Ty, another foul ball there to Gutierrez, and Scott said, "I've got one for you," and he started going to this. He's like, "I was coaching the game against Wasatch a few years back, and this catcher blocked the ball. He blocked this ball really well and then jumped on it like a cat. Just was so quick." There's a good shot there from Alex.
Barrel from Alex Gutierrez as he continues to hit the ball well this season. He's going to single to the left center field side. That's the second hit of the game for Wasatch. It comes in the bottom of the sixth, and that'll bring up Cole Zimmerman.
So he's telling this story. He says, catcher jumped on this and fired a dart right back to the pitcher. And then he turned around, and next thing I know, he's down on his face and had fallen over. And I stopped, Tyler, and I cut him off, and I said, "Are you messing with me right now, Scott? Are you messing with me?" And he's like, "No, it really happened. That really happened." I said, "I know it happened. I was the catcher in that game." And he was explaining this story back from when I caught at Wasatch all those years ago. And he was the head coach at Payson High School. And apparently all these years along, he's been telling everyone all about this story of this catcher, the guy hit in the throat and threw the ball back and then fell on his face. And he said, "You got to be kidding me." And I said, "I got the video of it right here." And so that's what we sat down and started watching that. And he said, "You got to send that to me right now." And called all his coaches over and said, "Guys, come see this. You got to see this video." Count's going to run to 1-1 against Cole Zimmerman here, Tyler, with Gutierrez at first base.
Yeah, questionable strike call there too, Ty. Well below the knees on Cole. Swung on, and that's going to get through the 3-4 hole. Gutierrez is going to hold up at second base. So back-to-back hits. Cole Zimmerman continued to hit the ball well, was able to fist that one through the 3-4 hole.
That's justice for Cole, because his first two at-bats, Tyler, were really, really good barrels, and he deserved extra base hits on those, and they ended up getting run down on really good plays from the left and center fielders on different at-bats. That one didn't have nearly as much business turning into a hit, but the ball had eyes and found its way through the infield, and Cole continues his hot streak hitting and goes to 1-3 on the day. Looks like we're going to have a
yeah, that's going to do it. So go ahead and finish. So
yeah, so well, and you jump in at any point here, but so it's really funny. He's all excited. "No kidding, you're the catcher that got knocked out by being hit."
So you pull out the video.
We watched the video, and he's loving it.
Sure enough, he's in the background, right? Like he's
at third base, so the angle is being
coach.
filmed from the first base side. So he's enjoying seeing it because he's like, "Oh my, look at me! Look how skinny I look back then." Going into this, I could be a model back then with
he
how
ends up
skinny
calling the entire staff over coaching staff. He's like, "I've told you this story, and here's the proof of this story's real." And they're all watching your phone. He has you text him the video so that he has proof of it that he can show people later on about this story.
And we joke with him, right? Because he's got another story, Coach Haney does, of a couple years ago, trying a unique fundraiser strategy and said, "Hey, if I just tweet out this link and ask people to donate money, will it work?" And he ended up making a good amount of money on that fundraiser. And so that was the joke after that. He's going to take that video of me getting knocked out as a catcher and tweet that out to try to raise some money there for Salem. Said, that's fine if you do, but we're going to take part of the proceeds and give it to Wasatch on top of that at the same time.
Tony's Tacos pitching change. Cam Coburn ends up finishing the day with, 5 1/3 innings pitched, no runs, 3 hits given up by Coburn. Also had 4 Ks and had 2 walks and 1 hit by pitch. New pitcher is number 9, Aiden Haskell, a junior, has 2 innings pitched on the year, has a 10.5 ERA. Early impression, good velocity. Pitching change again brought to you by Tony's Tacos, best tacos in town. Been in business since 2001, but tacos isn't all they have. Stop in for their burritos, chili rellenos, tortas, flautas, quesadillas, whatever you would like, enchiladas. Stop on in Tony's Tacos.
That's one of those stories, Tyler, that unfortunately just is never going away in my life. That video keeps coming back up time and time again of me getting knocked out. And it was so unusual to everyone because the best the doctors could explain it was the ball.
Yeah, you had to be taken to the hospital.
Yeah,
I mean, you were completely out, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, last I knew, I was standing on my feet, and then I woke up with 6 guys around me trying to figure out what was going on.
I was playing short, and from my angle, it looked like you had tripped over home. And so we were kind of laughing at you and calling you out. And then everybody started to go out to see if you were okay, and we realized how serious it was.
Well, it keeps coming back up, though. And I've heard umpires over the years talk about those moments, now opposing coaches talking about it. Certainly our group of friends that played at the same time bring it up a couple times every year.
Curveball's going to miss low and away. Gage Sheesh will come into the mound, or come to the plate. Struck out in his first at bat and grounded out to the shortstop. Came into today hitting .467 with 3 extra base hits and a couple of RBIs. Has really had himself a nice weekend here at Snow Canyon. Been catching today for Wasatch. He's pitched, caught, and played third base. And having coached Gage when he was a freshman and sophomore, that's Gage, Mr. Utility. Also played second base. He's played first base this season a little bit. Can really play all over. I think he's been in right field a little bit too. 2-0 the count now to Gage. Dorius Dental offers no surprise in dental treatment. 7-0 the score on the Dorius Dental scoreboard. Haskins comes set. 2-0 pitch, too far outside, moves down to 3-0. I believe this game began pretty close to 4:30, so we're sitting at 6:08. Should have enough time to finish this one unless Wasatch has a big inning here.
Well, you get 2 or 3 in this inning, and you give yourself a chance moving into the last inning. You'll need to hold Salem right where they're at 7 runs.
Another pitch is out of the zone, so the bases are loaded with 1 out for Ashton Gurney. Gurney's walked and been hit by pitch. He's had a good day at the plate overall. Hasn't gotten out yet, Ty. 1 for 1 with 2 sacrifice RBIs in the first game.
Jones is going to come on to speed up for Sheesh, the catcher. So that puts Gutierrez on third, Zimmerman on second, and Jones running at first base. 1 out. Stay out of the double play ball here, Tyler.
Bucad led off the inning, had a single in the last inning, was the first hit of the game for the Wasps. Haskins comes set, still working out of the stretch. Fastball swung on to left center field. I think it's going to be deep enough. The ball is going to be caught. Center fielder will make the catch, and 1 run will come in. That's the 3rd sac fly of the day for Ashton Gurney. $7-1 now the score on the RBI. A little questionable there, Ty, with 4 straight balls swinging to the first pitch, but looked like he was on time. Didn't get all of it, but does do enough to get the RBI. Let's see if Bucad can come up with his second hit of the day. Zimmerman with a good lead at second base, so not holding on the runners too closely here with the 6-run lead. 7-1, Haskins still working out of the stretch. Runners on first and second. 2 away for the Wasps, who just pushed their first run across. High leg kick, delivers. That ball's going to be low. It's going to get away from the catcher. Runners will advance to second and third. So now Wasatch with a chance to score 2 on a base hit through the infield.
Really lazy job there from the catcher, Tyler. Just got lazy and tried to reach out a little bit of a backhand. Not working hard there and gave up an easy ball to block. Wasatch needs to take advantage of that.
Garrett Christensen on deck for Wasatch. Bucad singled up the middle in his last at bat. The 1-0 swung on. It's a high hopper to the middle of the infield. Second baseman makes the play, throws it across the diamond, and Salem Hills gets out of the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. It's 7-1 as we go into the final inning.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Mirror Lake Station voted best donuts in Utah. The Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station up in Camas. New pitcher on the mound will be Crew Erickson, the senior. Comes in, Wasatch trailing 7-1. It'll be 4, 5, 6 up for Salem Hills.
Cushing, the third baseman for the Skyhawks here.
2 for 3 on the day. Single. 1 single through the 3-4 hole, another single to the left field side, and popped out to right center field in his first at bat.
One of these memorable names at Salem Hills, older brother, an outstanding pitcher at Salem Hills. Great hitter as well. Last I heard, he was up at Southern Idaho pitching CSI, I believe.
3-0 to count.
Games, though, years back when he pitched against Wasatch, had a perfect game going towards the end of that one, and then Wasatch got one, and then they got 2, and then they got 3, and they just kept hitting double after double off of him after he was so good for nearly 6 innings.
3-0 pitch. Crew is going to go ahead and make the catch on that one. Would have been a tough play for Gage. That's a good job from Crew. Normally an outfielder comes up and makes the play. 1 away here in the top of the 7th.
I bring up that memory with the other Cushing, Tyler, because it goes to show you what rhythm can do to a pitcher. When they're in a rhythm, it's really hard to knock them out of it. But if you get one base runner on there, it changes the rhythm, and you can really jump on them quickly and take advantage of mistakes from the other team. And Wasatch did that all those years ago against the older Cushing.
Let's go, Crew. Turn me up, Crew.
You're hoping for something like that in the bottom of the 7th at this point. Down by 6. You need to get the pitcher out of the rhythm and get some bounces to go your way.
Back-to-back foul balls here to Holt. Holt's got a single and a walk and a hit by pitch. 0-2 now the count after a couple of foul balls. Crew filling up the zone so far here for the Wasps. Goes into the windup, the 0-2, hits the spot. Gage likes it, and so does the umpire. That's a backwards cave for Crew. First Wasatch physical therapy strikeout of the game for Crew Erickson.
Yeah, Gage knew it before the umpire called it. He was up ready to fire that ball down at third base. Crew painting the spot right where the catcher's calling for it.
That ball's low. First pitch here to Kay, the catcher. He had single, and then popped out to center field. 1-0 the count. Crew working quickly back into the windup. That one's in there for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Curve ball, almost got Kay to chase after it, but it'll be low and away for ball 2. 2 on the count. Crew back into the windup. Pitches back to that off-speed pitch. This one's deep to left center field, but a Kennecorn catch for Tragun Shaw, who comes underneath it. 1-2-3 inning for Crew Erickson, brought to you by Physical at the Pit Stop. It's 7-1. Wasatch down to their last 3 outs here at Snow Canyon High.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Wasatch trails 7-1. Gave up 3 in the first, 3 in the third, gave up 1 in the fifth, and then back-to-back scoreless innings. Wasatch able to punch their first run across last inning. Only 3 hits on the day after having 18 in game 1. Haskins on the mound for Salem Hills. He finished the 6th inning. Had a little bit of control issues, was able to settle down and get out of a little bit of a jam. It'll be Christensen, Shaw, and then the top of the order for Wilson up for the Wasps.
Well, you're looking for a way on base. Any way you can get on there, Tyler. Walks, hit by pitch. A strategy coaches like to deploy here in an inning like this is take until you get a strike, especially when you're in the bullpen at this point for Salem Hills. Game 4 in the tournament. And this is not the first inning for this closer coming in here. And often you want to take until you get a strike. We'll see how Wasatch plays this, though, down 6. They may just aggressively go after it.
Yeah, they like to be aggressive in the box. First pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. Christensen on the day, lined out to the shortstop and then popped up to the catcher in his second at bat, 0 for 2. Now 2 for 6 on the year is Christensen. 1-0 in there for strike 1, moves count to 1-1. Wind continuing to swirl a little bit. Now looks like it's blowing out just a little bit to left field. The 1-1. Curveball swung on and fouled behind us on the right side. 1-2 the count. 8-9 up, 8-9-1 up for the Wasps in the inning. Christensen battling now 1-2, the pitch. Tries to go upstairs, hits the spot, but Christensen does not go for it, so it's 2-2 now the count. Haskins back into the windup, delivers. Off speed this time. Christensen's going to fist it to third base. Third baseman fields it clean, throws it across the diamond, 1 away here in the the bottom of the 7th.
Garrett recognized the curveball. Didn't recognize it was coming back for a strike until it got too close to him, though, Tyler. It looked like he read that the whole way. Just wasn't quite ready to attack it. And so that became more of a defensive swing. Didn't get a great barrel on it.
It'll be Bridger Shaw up. Sophomore struck out looking in his last at bat. Kind of a tough strike call. We'll take ball 1. 1-0 the count. Back into the windup is Haskins. Delivers the 1-0. That one's in there for strike 1. Looks like Jacob Bradshaw is going to get an at bat. He is on the on-deck circle. Bridger thinks about. Ooh,
wow.
Thinks about it and
Bridger's
calls
had
a
couple
strike.
Really tough calls against him here.
And that's a tough strike call.
Definitely didn't swing at it.
Going to call that as a mistake there by the umpire. Hasn't been many, but that's one of them. Bridger's going to swing at the 1-2, a defensive swing. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, who slings it across the diamond, 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. And now that'll bring up Jacob Bradshaw. Got some at-bats in the Hunter game a couple of weeks ago that Wasatch ended up winning 22-0. Hitting from the left-hand side, outfielder, a junior. First pitch, swinging, and he'll foul that one off. Good athlete. He's been a speed-up runner a couple of times here for the Wasps this season. 0-1 the count. Wasatch down to their final out here against the Skyhawks. The 0-1 swung on, and that's a base knock up the middle. Nice single there for Brashaw, who's fast out of the box. And Brashaw, I believe, had his first hit at the varsity level.
Yeah, he's an athlete, Tyler. From what I understand, Iron Man, standout.
Yeah.
Also, rumor is he's a pretty good golfer. And that's a conversation I'm planning to have with him as one of the golf coaches at the school, wondering why he's not on the golf team if the kid can golf. And just an athlete all the way around, though.
Ball one here, another pinch hitter.
Still learning the game a little bit, I think it's fair to say, for Jacob, Tyler. Kind of got into baseball a little later on in life. But you can see the raw talent and ability that he's got.
2 away. Blake Sweat is getting an at-bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Score 7-1, 2-0 the count, 2 outs. Bo Jones was on deck right now for the Wasps. Coach Jacobson giving some of these younger guys an at-bat. That one up in the zone, but he is called for a strike. Moves count to 2-1. Blake Sweat through game 1 this morning. Got the win over Cedar Valley. Haskins delivers the 2-1. That one misses outside. 3-1 now the count. Jacob not being held on by the first baseman here at first. The 3-1 swung on and missed. Bradshaw's going to go on the pitch, and he will have a stolen base. Brought to you by Gravity Coalition. So a duck on the pond and a full count here for Sweat. First look at Sweat's swing type. Pretty smooth swing on that pitch, just behind the fastball.
Yeah, Sweat's got a chance to work his way into the lineup either later this season or into next season as not just a pitcher, but a bat that they can rely on as well.
He'll get called out on a ball low in the zone, and that'll do it. Wasatch falls to Salem Hills 7-1. We'll have your Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show right after this.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5